Alright guys, so today we're going to be changing the oil on a Scag Patriot. It comes with the Kawasaki 23.5 horsepower engine. That's the FX730V. Supposed to change it at about 20 hours, but as you can see I'm at 23.5. So anyway, let's get right down into it. What you're going to be looking for is these two things on the top there, that cylinder looking thing. That's going to be your oil filter. Right directly below that is your drain plug, that little L-shaped bracket. So, before you get into anything, you're going to want some things. You can have your Kawasaki 10W40, oil filter, a funnel, oil filter wrench, a 10mm socket and ratchet, and your favorite drink. Alright, so let's start by taking off the drain plug. Counterclockwise, lefty-loosey, same thing goes for this thing. Alright, so it's draining out now. We're going to go down below, take a look. Make sure you have a oil pan. Don't let that run all over your driveway, all over everything. And while that's draining, we're going to go back up to the top. We're going to put some of these shop towels down in there. And the reason we're going to do that is because when you take that oil filter off, it's going to just spew everywhere, and you don't want that all over the bottom of your mower chassis. It just collects dirt, dust, debris. Try and keep it as clean as possible. And so, I know some guys, they might have some better suggestions as to how to do that, but this seems to work alright for me. Alright, so let's grab our oil filter wrench. Usually straight from the factory, it's going to be pretty tough to get that off of there, but I was fortunate enough to get that thing to pop rather quick, so off it comes, and as you can see, it's just pouring oil out. Next, what you're going to want to do is take a little bit of that existing oil and put it around the gasket of the new oil filter that you're going to be putting onto your engine. What that does is just help seal it up a little bit. What you're seeing here now, I'm taking those shop towels out, and a majority of that oil that was leaking out of there came out with the shop towel. So we're just going to take a couple of seconds here and clean up the rest of the spillage, and then once we get that all cleaned up, or at least so that we're content with it, we can go ahead and add that filter back on. So this filter in particular is a little bit more slender than the last one, but it was also a little bit longer than the last one. And as you can see, with some of those ratcheting style oil filter wrenches, they don't really, you don't have enough space for them. So I like to use these kind. Usually get into a lot tighter spaces this way. Alright, so your oil filter is on. Remember to tighten your drain plug back up, because if you don't, any of that new oil that you're putting in is just going to spill right out the bottom, and you'll be right back to square one. So we're going to put 2 quarts of oil into this engine. That's what the FX730 calls for. Always check with your manufacturer to get your proper capacities. And once you're through with that, fellas, you know, it's pretty straightforward with these Scag mowers and the Kawasaki engines. So we're going there with our 2nd quart of oil. Once that fills up, take that out of there, and we'll put the drain plug back in. Clean it off first, and then once we put it back in there, you don't need to twist it back down. They say that you can just drop it in, and then you check your oil level. Once you're content with your oil level, screw it down and you're all set. And that's all that's to it. Have a good day.